Huge news. We got good news from the Fed. We got good news from Donald Trump. It's all going, baby. Must be crypto's pumping like crazy right now. Nope. Not the case. So just sell the news. We have something else going on here. Look, we're going to be diving into the charts, looking at what's going on in the market today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, answering your questions, of course, second half of the stream today. So you make sure you stick around for those good times. Okay, so let's get straight into this. First off, very important. Don't believe his lies. Rager. Bears will try to convince you still be worried. Don't believe their lies. We are in such a good economic situation right now that the only thing that makes sense is for us to dump like crazy, okay? Good Fed news, dump it. Good stock news, dump it. Stock futures in the green, dump it again. Good China news, dump it again. Peace breaking out all over the world, dump it harder. Sitting on the toilet, taking a dump it again. It's been good times in crypto, really. It's just, fantastic technology we got going here. Federal Reserve cuts interest rates of 25 basis points, as we all knew they were going to. Now, the market did have a little bit of like, whoa, what's going on, man? When Jerome Powell said, I'm not sure if we're going to cut in December or not. Of course, Jerome Powell said that. What's he going to say? Like, yo, man, we're going to cut it so hard next month. You guys got no idea. Of course, he's going to come out with his sort of non-committal language. Has anyone been paying attention to the way Jerome Powell talks or any Fed chair talks? This is what they do. Anyway, they cut interest rates. It's a good thing. We're probably going to get one more in December. Okay? Federal Reserve will also be ending quantitative tightening on December 1st. It's good. It's good. It means the Fed's going to end the runoff of their balance sheet, which is going to reduce a lot of pressure on the markets. And I know what to think. Do the markets really need to have pressure reduced? Well, stock markets, obviously not. Crypto markets, Satoshi save us. Fuck. Crypto, man. And then we had this, by the way, very, very, very important. So it's great news from the Fed. Great news from China. Actually, from South Korea. They're meeting in Busan. Great movie, Train to Busan. Definitely one of the top zombie flicks. Top 10 anyway. Anyway, besides the point. I always like those old George Romero films. They're all filmed in Pennsylvania where I grew up. Shit used to freak me out when I was a kid. Because it'd be like, oh my God, it looks like the town across the, zombies everywhere, man. Anyway, now we're really getting off topic. Okay, Donald Trump, Xi Jinping. Serious stuff, Lark. Come on, pay attention. Look, Donald Trump, Xi Jinping. The U.S. and China have reached a one-year trade deal on rare earths and critical minerals to be renegotiated annually. Good. The U.S. is cutting certain tariffs on China. Fentanyl-related tariffs lowered by 10%. Overall, U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods are reduced from 57% to 47%. China will discuss easing chip export restrictions with NVIDIA. No more obstacles in rare earth trades. According to Trump, U.S. and China will collaborate on Ukraine. President Xi will be visiting U.S. and Trump plans to visit China in April. On a scale of 0 to 10, I would say the meeting with President Xi was a 12, said Trump. Great. Fantastic. Pump all markets. Or sell the news. I guess we're going to sell the news. Interestingly, stock futures basically opening flat today. Not really anything going on in stocks right now. Okay, now stocks are starting to get a little bit overextended. I wouldn't be surprised to have a couple percentage point pullback on the NASDAQ and stuff, so not so distant future, but today, flat stock futures are basically flat. They're opening flat. That's fine. You can see yesterday, once again, new all-time high for the NASDAQ. Great. It'd be interesting. We could pull back, let's say, 4% or so back to the 20-day EMA here, and it'd be totally cool and normal. Now, again, 4% doesn't sound like a lot, but for the stock markets, it's pretty big. But of course, a tiny sneeze from the stock markets and crypto probably just jumps off a cliff. Hopefully not. Let's see how it goes. Obviously, crypto can have its own moments. Well, stocks are not raging high every day, and stocks rage high every day, and crypto can literally do nothing. So there is that bit of a disconnect sometimes. But there will be more retests of the 20-day EMA. If you're a big stock bull, they come all the time. Just question is how long before they come. Okay. Right now we have MACD trending up. RSI getting into the overbought territory, meaning a cool down sooner rather than much later is more likely, especially with all the good news piling in this week. Ryan Dietrich, this is a very interesting one for you guys to think about, because I always hear this thing, oh, the Fed's cutting rates, it's mega bearish, everything's going to go to zero, blah. You hear it a lot, okay? Because people only take data back to the early 2000s. They just want to conveniently exclude the 1990s or any other time when the Fed has cut at all-time highs, okay? It's very, very important distinction to make here, because yes, when the Fed cuts rates and markets are crashing and we're already in recessionary conditions, yeah, usually they start cutting and more pain comes in the markets because markets are already fucked, okay? But when the Fed starts cutting and markets are at all-time highs, historically what has happened, and of course, past performance not equated to future performance, this time could be dramatically different, okay? But what usually happens? Markets effing pump, okay? These are returns, okay? 1983, 85, 89, 96, okay? Look at 1996. This is probably the best parallel for where we are right now. .com boom then, .ai boom right now. 1996, markets at all-time highs. Fed started cutting rates from like 6% down to 4% or something like that. Within the next year, markets were 21% higher. Not bad. Not bad, man. Christopher from Texas West Capital is a good one I want to share with you. There's potential for a Bitcoin gamma squeeze today if Powell comes out surprisingly dovish. An impulse break above 120K would set that possibility in motion, according to the latest data I could find. Below 120K, dealers long gamma, so their hedging absorbs volatility. In other words, they'll be expected to sell into rips and to buy dips. Over 120K, dealers short gamma, so they must chase the move to remain delta neutral. In other words, they'll be expected to buy as prices rise and sell if it falls. This is what turns the clean break out into a gamma squeeze, since the higher price goes, the more dealers have to buy. There you go. From the man himself, 120K becomes the critical level to watch out for, okay? Very interesting. Good one here as well from Pierre Richard. Bitcoin has been trading almost sideways for the past year after a massive rally from the 2022 lows. Three factors: OG whales taking profits after an epic decade. True. If I bought Bitcoin at $100, watch it go to $100,000, dog, I'd be selling all of it. Well, maybe not all of it, but I'd definitely sell a lot. That dude who cashed in for like $10 billion, like, brother, take the money and run, and keep some Bitcoin too, because why the fuck not? And I don't know. It's interesting. I'm up massively in some of my Bitcoin buys. Bought Bitcoin at $3,000, $10,000, $30,000, whatever. Great. Holding for $1 million. Satoshi, save us. Anyway, he said also tech traders rotating into NVIDIA. It's true. True, man. The amount of tech traders that have just gone absolutely bonkers here. It's just been crazy to watch. Money. I get it. I get it, man. Why the heck would you want to be playing the crypto game right now when stocks are just easy money currently? Everything just goes up all the time. I get it. I get it. A lot of AI opportunities as well. People are putting money in that, through the seed investing and venture investing and all this kind of stuff. I mean, crypto in a lot of ways looks a hell of a lot less attractive right now than it did a few years ago. Okay. Not to say there's nothing attractive in crypto, far from it. But crypto does a few things really well and not many other things great. And that's why people have been going more into the stock market, because AI is incredibly revolutionary and foundational to the future economy. Anyway, he says these are external and temporary negative catalysts. Bitcoin's intrinsic utility and fundamental value has only increased over the past year. Agreed. Bitcoin continues to be the most undervalued asset in the world. Also agreed. It's grown to $1 million, guys. Bitcoin. Not today, though. Not today. Yeah. Anyway. Hey, silver lining. We did bounce off the 200-day EMA again today. Cool. That's something. That's something, guys. Look at that. Just grind up, elevator down. Stairs up, jump off the cliff every time. Price right now, okay, being serious, price right now, we have to defend the 200-day EMA. It's around $108,000, very critical level historically for Bitcoin. Ideally, we need to get back above the 20-day EMA sooner than later. That's around $112,000 right now. Okay, that's the key things to watch out for. Like I said when we were up here, I was worried about this move because we were lacking the volume on it. Yeah. MACD now heading back towards a bearish crossover. Bulls better get their shit together and start us moving in the other direction in the relatively near future. Currently, Bitcoin long got stopped out yesterday for a slight profit. Longed again, got stopped out for a slight loss. Longed again, after getting stopped out again this morning, probably going to get stopped out again for a slight loss. And then take the weekend off trading, lick my wounds. That'll be great. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to join me trading over on Bitunix, links down below. Great sign up bonuses right now. Put in $2 grand, they're giving you $400 back. $5 grand, $500, $10,000. You're gonna get $700 back. That's crazy. Wild trading bonus as well. Plus, we're giving away $1,000 every live stream. Today's a live stream. Here are the potential list of winners. Let's give away some money. So, Grok has thought about it and decided that these two are the winners. 462-178, 164 here. And Grok is just choosing. That's wild. Again, totally random. Grok's just randomizing, but damn. Anyway, $500 to 462-178, 164. And $500 to 839-146-127. Congratulations to today's winners. Of course, they'll be available in your My Rewards Center within the next 24 hours or so. So go check there, and you should see rewards there. Okay, continuing. I wanted to share this hot take here from Dylan. It's my biggest fear due to crypto is that I lose what I've made and will never be able to live a happy, normal life again. How many people are there who tasted 7 figures, lost it, and now wage slave? It's brutal. It's true. Likely a scary amount, a heartbreaking number of people who live every day with regret. I let this fear motivate me. That goes in the back of my mind at all times. It protects me. It'll save me. If you do not know it yet, you need to learn it. The most important rule is protect your portfolio. You're never too big or successful to be knocked down in an instant. Please remember this. Very true. Very, very true. It's one of the reasons why I always take profits out of crypto, put them into stocks and shit like that, man, because crypto is such a wild game. Outside of Bitcoin, not really much I believe in. Say I've got conviction in Solana as a great trade for the cycle. Everything else beyond that, just a play, man. It's just a trade. Okay? Got to remember, guys, secure the bag. Especially, look, I know today doesn't feel like it. There will be days in this market. Okay, risk is going to come back. It always fucking does. And when risk comes back again, and people start making money again, and you start making money again, take some fucking money off the table, put it somewhere safe. Okay? Put it somewhere safe. Gosh darn. Your life changes dramatically and you say, okay, well, I've got a bunch of stocks over here and I have money in the bank and stuff like that. You know, if you're just absolutely balls to the wall on altcoins all the time, life's hard. ETH. Not looking super constructive right now. Chart looks just about as dog crap as Bitcoin's chart does right now. Heading back towards a bearish crossover under the 0 line. Not fantastic. Bulls need to get us back above, by the way, still on the trend line. Still on the trend line. Bulls need to get us back with 20-day EMA. It's around $4,000 right now. Critical level here. Otherwise, this has all just been a big fake out. Again, volume was not really there strongly on this move. Okay. Yeah. Tom Lee, buy some more ETH, dude. Let's go. Fidelity's filed an updated S1 for their Solana ETF, removing the delaying amendment to enable auto-effective registration. Great. Fidelity ETF probably coming in a few days' time. Good shit. Like it. Solana surges of the first, well, debatable point today, but you know, as first U.S. Solana ETFs launch on the New York Stock Exchange, analysts say Solana could rally over 100 to 400%, fueled by ETF inflows and bullish technicals. Cool. Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. I dig it. I dig it. I'll take $400 Solana. Let's go. Doesn't feel like it today, though. We got rejected very solidly here at the 50-day EMA. We did have a little more volume on the sell-off. Got that going for us. Anyway, defend the 200-day EMA. Right now, it's around $187. You know how Solana is. Usually gets a bit sloppy on the EMA moves. You want to see it bounce from this area right here as support. Ideally, get a daily candle close back with the 20-day EMA in the not-so-distant damn future, man. Again, everything's lining up for us. If we're not going to pump in Q4 this year, when are we going to pump? Don't even know anymore, man. It's crazy. Speaking of pump fun, almost up to this line. Not quite yet, but we're heading in that direction. Currently trying to defend the 50-day EMA here around 0048. Any retest down to 0045 at the 20-day EMA. Potentially a chance to get on the train if you miss the initial departure from the station, okay? Pangu. Riding the line, man. Riding the line. Come on, Pangu. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Still valid retest in play. MACD trending in the right direction, but losing momentum, okay? So let's see if we can pick up a move in the market to the upside over the next couple days. That would keep a lot of these charts looking pretty decent. You know, a lot of things are at or around key support or retesting key structures and stuff like that. So it's not really that much to worry about. But you lose much more price and things start getting a little more problematic, let's say. Zcash continues to be new paradigm of money, extending its rally. However, the RSI bearish divergence is continuing to play out here, okay? You can see lower RSI peaks keep coming in, even in this move today, as the price is moving higher, but not dramatically so. That's the tricky part. Momentum is slowing down right now, okay? And volumes are also slowing down right now, as you can see here. Very strong moves at the start of the move. Volumes now getting quieter, especially into the higher moves today and yesterday, for example. Volume has been relatively muted. Okay, so just something to keep in mind. If you're a big Zcash fan, there will probably be some decent distribution going on right now. You may get decent prices, or you can wait for the breakout. Either way, breakout beyond the top of this line probably gets us a decent move. Failure to break decisively here, then watch for price to stutter a little bit, let's say. Cointelegraph, lighter now tops 24-hour perp volume rankings, $11.9 billion, followed by Aster and Hyperliquid. Of course, everybody's farming those lighter points right now, which I asked Grok about this. It takes about $250,000 in trading volume right now to get one lighter point. Maybe it's even a bigger number with these kind of volumes. Might be $300,000 or $400,000 in trading volume to get one lighter point, which is trading at like $100 on pre-markets right now. So the time to farm lighter was a year ago. Time to farming later right now, unless you have a really big stack and just want to go over there and trade because that's where you want to trade. That's one thing. But trying to farm shit tons of the points right now, it's a little bit trickier, okay? Aster, back to $1, man. It's been brutal. This thing has been brutalized like crazy. It is defending this support in the sort of mid 90-cent range, but damn, downtrend very, very strongly in effect. Really needs to retake 20-day EMA. It's around $1.20 right now, okay? They are doing buybacks, but the buybacks are a bit wishy-washy because they are buying back daily now, but then they're going to pay out the airdrop from the buyback address, which to an extent nullifies the sell pressure from the airdrop, but makes the buybacks a lot less effective, okay? Hype, of course. Obviously, I should have sold my Aster and bought Hype instead. Back around here, I was thinking about it. I was like, nah, I'll be fine. Aster's gonna be fine. No. Anyway, Hype remains one of the best protocols in crypto right now with very strong daily revenues. Now they're bringing in stocks and stuff like that. Charts been pretty solid. Let's see now if we get one of these bad boys happening. We just bull flag up higher. That would be a nice move there for Hype. If so, potential bull flag from this level might even take it back up to that sort of upper $50 range. Let's see how it plays out though. Any retests, the 20, 50-day EMAs are likely opportunities here for Hype moving forward, okay? Circle, remember we were talking about this the other day? Got rejected right at the downtrend line. That's wild, man. I mean, seriously, look at this downtrend line. Very, very clean, clear downtrend line right now, which means when that downtrend line breaks, which is not today, which is what I was saying the other day, saying, hey, you got to wait. If you're okay, you're interested in Circle, looking for a breakout trade here, you gotta wait for the actual breakout to happen. We did not get confirmed breakout. We got a confirmed rejection at the line of resistance. Watch for a breakout over this orange line. When it comes, probably a relatively powerful signal, okay? Dude, sell your Circle 50% float unlock in December. I don't have any Circle. I'm watching it as a potential trade. But with, a big unlock in the for stockholders, you will definitely see some sell pressure coming in. Of course you will. Of course you will. I thought Circle was overvalued at $60. Certainly now that it's at 130, got to a 300 and something bucks. That was mega overvalued. Doesn't mean that it can't break out and have a decent trade though. Okay. So potentially something to keep an eye on. Again, that's the trend line. Till it breaks that, no trade. Potential trade looming up here though. This is for next gen energy. We just like the chart on this one. We shared this in the newsletter actually. You can see MACD's coiling up. RSI is breaking out. We had a nice retest here on the EMAs a few days ago, and it's in this giant fat triangle pattern. Look at this. These are the previous highs. We broke that throughout to this move here through September. Now trying to push higher after a big retest back down. Trend line on the upside has held. A breakout from this current level here, the current highs, around $9.80. Could see a significant move coming to play here for this stock. So something to keep an eye on as a potential trade there. Clean Spark, currently sitting at 20-day EMA. I did buy a spot bag of this. If the price goes down even more, I might add more to that spot bag. I think their shift into AI could see them put in a run similar to what's happened with like Iris Energy, Iron. Anyway, want to keep an eye on. I've got a bag. Let's see what happens. By the way, if you want to sign up for the newsletter, it's free. It's awesome. There's a link down below. Go check it out. Okay. It's right down here. Seriously. Or the pinned comment over on X. Okay. That's it. That's it. Let's hydrate. Let's hydrate, guys. Lark Virtuals TA. Yes, let's do it. Good one. Good one. Virtual's been pretty strong. Remember we flagged the X402 upgrade the other day. We talked about it in the newsletter as well, by the way. Let's just bring that up real quick. Virtual tether. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Interesting. Okay, I'll put that on screen here for you. So, Virtual. Very good looking chart right now, okay? Broke out of a major downtrend. Unlike Circle stocks, broke out of a major downtrend, had a wild big pump, 100% move approximately. Now what is happening? Okay? Currently, price is trying to consolidate. This is actually this little purple line, the 200-day exponential moving average, just starting to get on the chart here as the price action starts getting old enough for it to appear. You can see right here, yes, a potential bull flag is forming up. If that plays out as a flag, then it's got a very big pull with a very big indicated price move higher, okay? The thing to watch out for, though, is a potential retest of this downtrend line. So you have a pretty clear level for basically an invalidation of this, right? So you can see here, if the price drops below about $1.30, probably invalidates the flagging pattern, right? If you break out above about $1.60, probably validates the flag approximately. Okay, but watch for a potential retest down here of either the 20-day EMA around $1.15 currently, or this overall just downtrend line right here. Okay, volumes were good in the move up. Volumes have fallen off as we're consolidating here. Okay, so those volumes need to pick back up a little bit for the move to go higher. Obviously, volumes across crypto right now have been relatively muted because everything has been basically trading like absolute trash. Okay. They are giving us psychological trauma. They're having fun laughing. Pump, we already talked about Pump a little bit earlier, so you can go back and watch that part of it. I just don't see any hype or FOMO anymore. ICOs back in 2017 were the clearest demonstration of hype and FOMO. Yeah, and NFTs, I mean, people were literally buying fucking Bored Apes for like hundreds of thousands of dollars a piece. It's crazy. Like the floor price got to like 150 ETH, and ETH was like $4,000. I mean, like wild stuff, man. Hey, Lark, this is the 246th day of asking to look at the Zcash chart. I swear we looked at this chart before. I know literally nothing about this coin, except I see some of you guys asking about it from time to time. ZBCN, that's right. We've looked at this chart before. Currently, I don't have very much to say about it. Not much to think about right now. It kind of looks like a lot of crypto charts. You know, it's okay. I get this thing off here. It's okay. We can have a look here. These are the highs back in May of 25. Got a pretty clear downtrend established. Get over that. Something to talk about. Now, obviously, you can say, well, it's held up maybe relatively better than some coins during this big crash we've had recently. That's not even clean. I don't even like that. Maybe a little more like that. Don't know. Don't like the downside support trend line as much. But we have held up approximately on the 200-day EMA so far. One big wick under here. Currently sitting at the 200-day EMA again. So look, if you're bullish on this coin, then watch for a 20-day EMA breakout. That's around 004. Ideally, you want to see it break this trend. That's when the big move will come, that 005, okay? Break that chart-wise, then yeah, probably something big happens. Again, I know literally nothing about this coin, but just looking at the charts, that would be what I'd be watching for. Sandbox, yeah, people were buying land in the metaverse, man. Didn't even have houses and are buying land in the metaverse. Could you see a massive pullback followed by a new bull run starting March? I mean, sure. Look, anything is possible. But I see people saying, we need to have a big flush now. We need to have a big, like, was I the only person who was here 20 days ago when altcoins went to zero? We've already had a lot of pain and trauma in this market, okay? If anything, we deserve just like a little bit. It's a tiny little taste of like not being shipped for a little bit. Damn. Who remembers Axie? Oh yeah, it was like 50,000% or something like that. I think Ben Cohen turned me into Bitcoin only. Bitcoin's definitely the safest asset out of all this stuff. Better chance of winning the meat raffle at the local pub than making money in crypto at the moment. How do you feel about miners going to AI? Is that good or bad? I think it's good. We actually got a video. I just recorded a video on that literally before I went live. So look, I think that's a very interesting thing. We've seen Iron do that. Iris Energy. They rebranded Iren. Iris Energy sounded better. Besides the point. We've seen them rebranded to AI and have it be very, very successful. Clean Spark, the reason I bought Clean Spark is it's only up 100% this year, which I know is a lot, but for how fast these data center Bitcoin miner plays could move, okay, not bad. They're pivoting into AI pretty big. A few of the others have done it as well, Riot platforms and stuff like that. So there's definitely some opportunities there. And look, they're not, from what I've seen, no one, I think, is 100% pivoting away from Bitcoin mining. They're still Bitcoin mining, but they're also doing AI, which will help actually these companies be more profitable, more sustainable long-term versus doing Bitcoin only, which makes you very susceptible to the wild flushes in the market and stuff like that. Lark, do you think ETFs will counteract the selling from FTX having to sell that Solana every month until 2028? That made me scared in my head about it. Look, I'm not sure about the Solana being sold off from the FTX account. I'm not sure how much that is or how often it's allowed to be sold and all that kind of stuff. But I would say that the potential for ETF demand is absolutely massive, and there's a huge potential for ETF demand to dramatically outstrip whatever sell pressure comes in the market, especially if we can get some risk on vibes here in the market, man. Risk on for stocks, not for crypto right now. We keep saying this time is different, but it feels exactly the same. 126,000 was a good all-time high for us. We'll get FOMO pumps on the way down like every 4 years. The whales will still take your profits. Look, maybe that was the top. $126,000 at the top. It's over for a long, long time. Maybe. The difference is when we got to $69,000 in November 2021, that also coincided with a shift from the Fed to tightening, quantitative tightening, rate hikes, all that kind of stuff started coming in. That was the economic shift that really signaled the end of things to happen, right? This time is very different in the sense that, yeah, we got $126,000. If you just want to say, okay, look, 4-year cycle is just the king and nothing else really matters. So just because it's been 4 years, crypto just simply needs to go down and have a horrific bear market while stocks are going to continue to rip for the next year, simply because that's what crypto does. And that's just the way things are. The reality is we're in a very different macroeconomic situation right now, which this time is different is not different, because actually this time is the same, because this is how risk assets tend to react when the Fed is easing and ending QT and all that kind of stuff. When credit spreads are good and when the business cycle's barely even freaking heated up and all that kind of stuff. This is how risk assets tend to behave. They tend to go up in price, and crypto has been definitely lagging behind. So yeah, you know what? Maybe crypto just does its own thing and we just go into a horrific 4-year bear market for, or, a year-long bear market for crypto because we don't have a better idea of what to do right now. Well, stocks will keep ripping. So Clean Sparks, big Texas announcement. Yes. Yeah. I think we might have even covered that yesterday in the show, but yeah, definitely big stuff going on there. Still trying to get Lark to stack stable. Yeah, I should stack some. Got a few bags I'm looking at cutting right now. Take some of that money, put it into stocks. Take some of that money and don't know. I've been looking at Avantis. Been looking at Stable. What's the other one? Maybe Virtuals. I don't know. Virtuals chart looks pretty good, mind you. A quick dive into Linea. Chart's looking rough, man. I looked at it earlier. Not much to love there. I know fundamentally they got some stuff going on, but all these layer twos, there's a reason why I never really pulled the trigger. I was watching it. I was thinking, maybe. Still haven't, still might, don't know. But I'm not loving the chart right now, man. This is a wildly brutal chart so far. It's really just down only currently. I'll put it on screen, Lark. Currently, a chart's essentially in down only mode, okay? You need to see some kind of regime change here. Beatings will continue until morale improves on this coin. So I was thinking about buying it like back here somewhere. I swear it's back around in this area, around 2 cents or something like that. And then, then all this shit happens. Why do I feel like this? This is the Coinbase chart. Maybe that's why. The OKX Silver price history. Where I was looking at this earlier. There you go. That's got the pre-market trading, I think, in it as well, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, I was looking at it back here before the big crash happened. I was like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'd say, I'm glad I didn't buy any of that shit. It's currently down 50%, but the other altcoins I've held that I would have flipped it into anyway are down 50% anyway. Hey, look, silver lining. MACD is slowly coming towards a bullish crossover. Momentum could be shifting. It is pretty oversold right now. Sentiment's very low. They still have the Stripe. They still have the Swift partnership. They still have revenue burns, all that kind of stuff. Just, man, for any new layer 2 coming to the market, it's a struggle, man. It's an absolute struggle to get attention, to get users. Lark, do you need a maid? I'm just gonna get that Neo robot, man. Then at least, hey, can have sex with the robot too. I mean, that's what everybody wants, right? Just sex robots at home. I swear to God, I go to social media and it's just half the people are just talking about wanting to get it on with that robot, man. And I'm saying, guys, you got to get better standards. It's not even a very good looking robot. Okay. Put a wig on it or something at least. Come on. Anyway. God, socks are bamboo. It's not sock advice, man. I don't know. Have you moved the goalpost Q1, Q2 next year like a lot of other people, or you still believe in Q4 this year? Well, so what I have been very, very clear on for quite a while now is that I think we are, because of the macroeconomic conditions, very potentially looking at markets going a lot longer than people have the stomach for, because it has been so brutal being a cryptocurrency investor. Okay, just that's one. The second thing, I still think Q4 has great potential for the markets. I know things look like absolute dog shit right now. I'm here too. I'm looking at the charts. They do not look fantastic. Okay. stocks are massively overblown, and any sneeze in the cough market is probably going to make crypto get, horrifically ill. Let's say it that way. So there's this to contend with. That being said, November, December are usually the best months for both equities and for crypto. Can it be different this time? Yes. With everything lining up, that's a pretty contrarian bet. Now, for this current move, can we run from here until like mid-January or something like that? Yeah, sure, why not? Followed by a likely market correction after that. That's how things work. Let's see what happens. But then I think that'll be the move up to 150, 160K BTC, followed by move back down to like 110, 120, which makes everybody think it's absolutely fucking over for 6 to 10 months or something like that before we gear up for the next big move up to 250. Alts have been bleeding to Bitcoin for so many years. At some point, there has to be a liquidity rotation. You would think so. You would think one of these days, man. Lark, at what point or price would you believe that the cycle is over? Well, let's say if Bitcoin starts putting weekly closes under the 50-week EMA, we're probably in big trouble. Okay? Wick under, fine. Weekly close under there, problematic. Let's just say that. And there's a lot of problematic things in the charts right now. Okay? Bulls really need to get this shit together. We have all those good things going on, and we can't even get a decent pump. It's wild. Yeah, of course I can DCA, but it gets to a point when enough is enough. Sometimes you don't need more crypto. I haven't put a lot of new cash into crypto. Most of what I've been doing is kind of flipping back and forth between some lower conviction altcoin bags, trying to find ones that have higher conviction in, I guess. But in terms of putting new money in, most of my new money has been going to the stock market. So we're talking about stocks more. I think it's, not right for me to be investing in the stock market on the one side, but not really only talk about crypto here. So let's just, talk more about that. Plus, money's money. Fuck, do you want to be right or do you want to make money, right? You can't always, I got to be right on these fucking altcoins, or I can be right on stocks, make money there too, right? Use case is developing for crypto, game has changed. America isn't the only country. It's true. It's true. But the US Fed is the king of the game when it comes to what's going on. And the US markets account for 55, 60% of all global equity markets combined, because a lot of companies choose to coordinate their capital moves into the USA. Take Rocket Labs, for example. Great New Zealand-based company listed in America. Because why the fuck would you list that in New Zealand? You want it to fucking die and nobody ever give a shit about your company? List it on the New Zealand Stock Exchange. I own a bunch of New Zealand stocks, don't get me wrong, okay? But Rocket Labs listed in America because that's where capital formation happens. That's where you get access to global liquidity, right? Plus, with the Federal Reserve, guess what? US dollar is global reserve currency. So what the Fed does impacts everybody everywhere. So yes, America isn't the only country in the world, but it is definitely the most important one. 8-year bear market for altcoins. Let's have it go. Yeah. Cadena, get it? Yeah, Cadena's dead, man. It's dead. The team literally just shut it down. Watch for the increase in delisted shit. Yeah, they are always delisting coins, though. Think we pump in November. Regardless, I'm done holding. Gonna sell on pumps in small batches and rebuy dips. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. Do not marry your bags. They will not love you back. Okay? Believe me, I know. I'm really pissed at the moment, but I wouldn't own my home in Cali without Bitcoin. I won't hold alts. Bitcoin is an institution-held asset class now. It'll be more stable. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense, man. I get you. Smart investor, allocate 5 to 10%. Me watching 95% allocation to crypto. I know exactly what you mean, man. The thing, I've been growing my stock portfolio for years, and it's taken a couple of hits because I had to sell some of my stocks off for paying some unexpected tax bills back in 22, 23. But got a pretty decent stack of stocks. And want to keep growing that over time. But that's always been the plan. I look forward to the day when I could make that day tomorrow if I wanted to, but it's not quite there yet. But I look forward to the day when I've got much more in stocks than in crypto. Just because you can sleep more at night. Now, look, obviously, Bitcoin's going to remain my number one holding in my portfolio of all assets. But at some point, I think my broader stock portfolio will be much bigger than my crypto portfolio. Anyway, guys, we're going to finish up there for today. You guys are awesome. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Peace.